Hi, Aries. This is Just with your all signs, the person on your mind. We're going to look at each sign to see how they feel about you, if this has potential to work out, and what their next actions will be. So we're going to start with Aries. If you have an Aries on your mind or dealing with an Aries, someone got fired. Someone may have literally gotten fired from their job and now they're stressing out over trying to find a new job, trying to get things back on track for themselves independently. But this also speaks to a breakup, and they have not been in a good place since they've broken up from you. It's kind of gotten progressively worse, and it's spilling over at their work. They can't seem to get you out of their mind, and it's something that they carry the thoughts with them even at work. So nothing really is solving the problem with how they can get back into your good graces, work this out, because that's what's in their mind. Do they accept you back? Do they go back to you? Do they wait for you? And they're waiting, whether they like it or not, they are in a place of waiting for you. This has had an effect on them, whether you believe it or not, and they're wanting to come back in rather slowly. Again, work may be more of a focus. That's what they're trying to put in front of them. They may just have things that they really need to do, and so it's going to take some time before they come over to you or come toward you. This also is someone who is taking their time because, their mind has gotten the better of them. So they're taking their time. They may be watching you, seeing you live your best life, or they're very hopeful that when they do come back or even allow you back in, that things are going to change. I do see communication coming in very clear and honest communication that's going to lead to some fallouts, maybe some discord, whether it's between the two of you or just one of you may not feel so great about the conversation. And so I do see more conflicts between you and another Aries here. This may just eventually take a turn and end. It's like a process. So the two of you in a year's time, it may completely be ending. There could be other people that come into the mix, especially if this is a man to woman relationship. This man may be really scared. If anyone out here is kind of expecting a commitment or want a commitment, and they're commitment orientated, the other person may have a hard time with meeting them that way. But they're also very scared to lose the person. They may feel controlled by this person because it's a very small window in which they can behave a certain way. So this person may act out just to kind of level the playing field, because they may feel that even though they're not ready for all the things that's required of them, they don't want to lose the person either. But then in giving that person everything, they lose themselves. So they may do some things that in hindsight they may not really want to do, like going out and probably sabotaging this by seeing other people, or just ending it and going out and seeing other people. But again, it is to level the playing field, because they may feel as though they're losing some sense of themselves going back and forth with the situation. So that's what I have for you if you're dealing with an Aries. Now let's look at Taurus. So if you're dealing with a Taurus or have a Taurus on your mind, this was a new beginning. They were willing to start completely anew in this relationship. This could have been a karmic relationship that kind of came out of nowhere, or the attachment wasn't is deeper than what they thought it would ever turn into. They're still here though. This Taurus is still very much here, but it is a burden, and I do feel like a part of them doesn't really have much to give at this point. Because work, career, other things that's going on in their life, they could be a very serious individual. But I do see soon them offering an invitation to you, or accepting your invitation to physically get together. This may have been a very strong sexual relationship. There was a huge undercurrent of sex, drugs, drinking, attachments, fears, jealousies, all those things. But now the Taurus is approaching in a very practical sort of way, very mature sort of way. This person wants you. Be very clear about this, Aries. They want you. And I do feel like this Taurus, I don't know if I said Aries, but I meant to say Taurus. This Taurus wants you. They're willing to invest. They invest in themselves. So it's easy for them to give in that same way. And I do feel like if there was any mental issues here or drama, that's going to be done. And this Taurus is going to set their own expectations of what they can give and what they want from you. Okay. And they're not going to deter from that. Now, if there's not enough physical time together, if it's too much time in between the two of you. Someone may just decide to go on their own, go their own way, because it may feel like the situation just doesn't have what it takes to work out. There's too much time in between. There's too much time off and then on. And one of you, and I feel like it's a Taurus, they just don't operate like that. It needs to be consistent. There needs to be, consistency here. So the on again, off again, the in and then off. And then when you come back on, you have to work through the kinks of being off. So that doesn't really operate. They don't operate that way. And if this was to be more of a consistency, even if it's not like every day, it doesn't have to be every day, but it needs to be consistent, and it needs to be, something that's peaceful and it works for both of you. This could actually be something that's very healthy and sustainable for quite some time. But if it doesn't have that, which it looks like, I'm seeing where it's going, looks like someone's going to decide to say that this is just a little too much. Not 100% pulling out. It may take a whole year before someone feels like, okay, now I have to just mourn it and let it go, is what it looks like to me. Some of you could even be married, living together. So there's that. But I would say the best thing to do if you have this Taurus and you can relate to this is to be more consistent if that's your problem. If the Taurus is being inconsistent, they will have some time of being consistent. I don't know how long that will last, but they will have some time of being consistent in this relationship. So that's what I have for you for Taurus. Now let's look at Gemini. Okay, so if you're dealing with a Gemini, I have one on your mind. There's a sense of... First of all, this person was falling in love with you. They were falling in love with you. And I do feel like there's a sense of jealousy here with this Gemini. I'm just reading cards, so if anyone's listening and happens to be a Gemini, it's nothing personal to you. This may not even, fit you particularly. But I do feel like there was jealousy here, and it may be a sense of maybe the way that you carry yourself and, may for them be problematic in that you have not validated them, acknowledged them in some kind of way. And maybe you don't necessarily need that yourself, and that may breed a sense of jealousy. It may trigger them in some kind of way. But I do see that this person may feel like they've tried, and they may feel like they're all tried out when it comes to the situation. They've been holding back, but I do feel they're going to kind of draw a line in the sand here, okay? If they haven't already, this is karmically set up for them to do so. They're going to get more focused on their career, their finances. Hell, they may be juggling you and another person, and it is to level out the playing field. And by them doing that, whether it be focusing on work, seeing other people, being in this place of, I'm going to get my life balanced and not be in my head so much about the situation, because they were super duper in their head and they just had to let it go and release it and say, I can't do this anymore with Aries. They're driving me fucking crazy. And I do feel, after holding back and really focusing on themselves and doing that self-work, it's not going to be the easiest thing, because it's almost like they have to get you out of their system. It's that type of thing. They'll get to a place where it's bittersweet. It's sweet in that, they've made some traction in their own life, whether it be career, personal, something like that. But they are still going to be feeling the effects of missing you, not having you around. Why did you do those things? Why did I do that? Whatever, those types of things. And it becomes a bit of a burden on them. Okay. They will get out there. I do feel like this person, even though it's a burden, they won't necessarily let you go. There may be other people now, Aries. I have to tell you, with this Gemini, may be other people out there that's pursuing them or that they're in pursuit of. But there's something. Let me see. I just want to make sure. Hold on, guys. There's something that will still bring them back to you, keep them coming back to you. And I do feel that no matter what, it seems like, I'm not going to say forever, because I'm not reading for forever, but no matter what, at least now I see them still coming back to you, or still letting you come back, because deep down inside, they're in love with you. And I think that's the part of them that they really aren't contending with. Like, they can acknowledge you're driving them crazy and this is too much and I have all these other things going on, but the love part is just like, huh? What? Love? What's that? Like, you're in this system and they're in love with you. So it's not easy to let you go. And I feel like until they really acknowledge the fact that they really love you and what do I do with this, they're kind of going to be in this loop with you. It could be them giving you the blues too and kind of looping you around, that sort of thing. But there is a sense of always coming back to you because of this love factor and this connection that the two of you have, especially if there's children involved. So that's what I have for you for Geminis. Now let's look at Cancer. So if you are dealing with a Cancer, have one on your mind, this Cancer feels like it's time for change, big change. And you may see it if you have them around in their life, Aries. I don't know why I keep thinking of Gemini. So I don't know if there's going to be like a third party between an Aries, a Gemini, and a Cancer. I don't know. But there is a sense of, or maybe in Gemini season, it could be a massive change between the two of you. But it's something here, Gemini, that's still sitting on my mind. But this Cancer is changing. They're changing. And you may notice that they are making some things happen, like they're really changing. In the past, they may have been very lackadaisical, depressing, lazy, even unmotivated, or allowing that to happen in the relationship. But they do love you. There is love here. They know that you love them. They know that there's love here. There's deep love here, but they want some action. They want things to happen. If you love me, then marry me, be with me, do something, ... Like they want to see action now. And they also maybe just trying to really elevate on their own if that has been a source of contention about money issues. If the two of you have had money issues, then this Cancer may be really focusing on turning that around for themselves. They're not doing anything right now. They don't really know where they want this to go because there's really nothing going on between the two of you. You may be distant from each other, or at a distance, or just stagnant in where you are. So they spend a lot of nights thinking about you. It kind of grows and grows, like thoughts of you. They may even watch you or have, and they're going to come out of that. They will find themselves waiting, so they're not necessarily going anywhere. But that's going to change. I do feel like someone's going to cut the other person off and then have to kind of move on. And once the person moves on, one of you are going to find a relationship elsewhere. That's what it looks like to me. Someone's going to really want commitment, seriously. And that could be a baby, just going to the next level, something that's really sound. And it may be talking about moving in together. Here's a key. You can have my key. I'll take your key. Like that type of thing. It's like keys, and let's really do this. So someone, your Cancer may put you on the spot, Aries, just say, okay, what are we doing? That type of thing. And if it's not, then by default, somebody is going to leave just because they really know I can't really give this person what they want. So that's what I have for Cancer. Now let's look at Leo. So if you have a Leo in your life, this person is obsessed with you. Obsessed. It's funny. I pulled the I'm obsessed with you card, and then the devil card came out. So they're obsessed. However, and that's what has kept them stuck. This is someone who may have been stuck for a long time. Yes, I'm talking to some of you that you may say, I haven't, we haven't been together in years. Yes, could have been years. This person has just been stuck. I'm not able to fully let you go 100%. It's just some things you do to them, and it looks physical that no one else has been able to do. So there's a sense of this person having to let you go, and it hasn't been easy. It's been a mourning process. Like they've had to mourn you. And even if in the morning, they still go back to that mourning spot. And I don't mean like physical, because I'm not talking to a ghost of Aries. You guys are still very much alive. But then within themselves, they go back to that place of mourning, like thinking about you. And it could be like a child's birthday, or some specific sensitive date or something that they find themselves mourning you. It's a mourning I sense that continues and continues. And I do feel that before it was more ego driven, but now they know that it's like, meaning this Leo may have felt like they were entitled, their ego. But now it's more of, and since they've kind of been blocked and hanging in suspension, having to kind of process all of this, they've had a lot of deep understandings of what this all means for them. And they're not 100% even clear either. But they're still waiting. Now, for some of you, this is very clear. This Leo wants you, is obsessed with you, still been waiting, for you. I don't care how long it's been, but they may have another family, someone in their life that they have to kind of keep their head down and their nose clean and stay out the way. And that may be the reason why they've had to, suffer in silence over you, but they're coming. This person is coming. I would say be careful if you know for a fact this Leo could very well have someone else, and there could be others, or it's been a long time. Just tread lightly because they want to express things to you. It's definitely going to feel like it's brand new love, and they're going to take that risk, but it's going to be very iffy. The two of you can definitely start things coming back up again, but this person, either you'll find out that he, especially if you're an Aries woman, you may find out that he's married, he's committed to another person, but now is trying to love and woo on you, and it can get very sexual. Even if you are a Aries man, you may be calling in this woman or her calling you in, and then it just kind of heats up really quickly. So I would say be careful with that, because you can find yourself falling in love, and either the person has someone already, or they can't give you what you require, which is Empress status. So he's not really, he is, but then he may fall back from it. She comes in and you can give her that, but then other things come into play, and you guys may not be able to fulfill that. It may take a lot to get there. Let me see one card. You can really make this work. I keep seeing somebody finding out that the other person is married or committed, and there's other things going on. So do tread lightly if there's been some distance between you and a Leo. If this is even a coming back together and you guys are very much committed, it'll be still stalking. Someone's watching and stalking the other person while they're at work. There's trust issues here, so it's going to be very difficult just to live peacefully. I feel like there needs to be some help, maybe counseling. Something needs to happen to get this back on track where the two of you are healthy once again from one another. So that's what I have for you Leos, if you're dealing with a Leo, Aries. Now let's get into Virgo. Okay, so if you have a Virgo in your mind and you wanted them, they want you now. The tables have turned. Okay, they may feel like they need to take some time to nurture themselves, or you need to take some time to nurture yourself, take care of yourself, focus more on you at times, and to appreciate them if that's what they've been doing to you. And in short, they want you. They want you. And they want you to want them too. This Virgo. They've been wanting to invest in this, and they kind of have gotten very serious with you, whether it be the money is cut off, don't ask me for another dime, or now it's time for you to show me what you got and show me if you're worth me giving to you. It's that type of thing. Like, they're getting super duper serious, or they want you to be super duper damn serious. And if not, then they may just find themselves, putting themselves out there to get the attention that you're not giving them. I do see that they want you to fight for this, or they're willing to do that, and they want to work this out. They want a new start in this relationship. I do see that can be possible. I feel like when there's that new start, it's a big time coming back around again. But then it gets a little bit stagnant because you both are working from ego, even though there's clearly an indication that you both want a happily ever after. You both want happiness together, unless someone is infringing on another person's time. Because I also see another story really quickly, that there could be two men who are same-sex lovers, but someone's in a closet and they have a woman, but he definitely can't do right by this woman because he's gay. So I do see that. But if it's not that situation, then it's the two of you really feeling like you're each other's person. And it's time to kind of put up and make it work. And I do see an opportunity to do that, coming back around, opening up, making a decision. But then you may have to physically wait a little while, only to come back together and try to make this right. There's some confusion around whether it can work. But it looks like it really can work. The only issue that I'm seeing is someone's not being able to give this 100%. I keep getting some people who just really want to be single. And if they feel like they're getting closed in on that, like their own, I don't know what I want to say, their own, and I don't know what I want to say with this word, but if they feel like their own decision making in them being single, or them having an out for themselves is stifled, then they're going to walk away, whether it be you or them. I do see that is the biggest issue here, but love is there and a opportunity for happiness is there. Someone just needs to kind of either realize that maybe I'm not ready for a commitment, or I can't give you a commitment the way that you want. That's what I have for Virgo. Now let's look at Libra. Okay, guys, if you're dealing with a Scorpio, I know I just missed Libra. I don't know what this is. I keep missing Libra, but I'm going to circle back around and do Libra. So if you're dealing with a Scorpio, they want you to get some help. Get counseling, get some help, call a friend, do something, okay? They want a relationship, simple and plain. If you're in a relationship, they want to work on this. There's going to actually be an opportunity to work on this. Not just love, marriage, all those things, but they want to build a business and a life, a full life with you. They want it all. They really love you. And I feel like this person at times may feel like either they have been moody with you or vice versa. But now it's like, no, I want it all. We're back on track. I'm in a better place. I want to work on this situation. I know what I want. I don't want to be alone. I don't want you to reject me. I want this. But, they may feel like they wanted it, but now they may not be so sure because they may feel like, loving you is hard. This person may even have mental issues at times where they're, bipolar could be that too, because I do see them falling into like a big depression at times, just irritable. Again, not knowing if they should love you, could love you. Your words may cut a little too deep for them. And you never, Aries, you guys never really understand just how much you hurt them. Like you really hurt them, but you also make them better. Internally, you really do. It's a long suffering, improvement of self, but it does challenge their mental and emotional to be more self-reliant, even though Scorpios are, but it's something that you trigger in them. I'll say that. This relationship, or at least where it's going, quiet. I see someone just really holding back quite a bit, not sure if they even should give to this anymore. Someone may feel like the other person just have a lot of power over them, and it's hard to say no, especially if you're an Aries man. It may be hard for this woman to say no, and if you're an Aries woman, this man does care a lot about you, and he may feel like at times he has to be rough with you, or he may have to show his other side, like I really don't care, or that type of thing, just to prove to you that he does care, if that makes any sense. But this is going to come to a point where it's like a put up or shut up. I do see that ultimatums will be given, or by default, someone is just going to pull the plug and say, you want to be single, fine, or I want to be single, fine, that type of thing. Here's what's coming up, because it just becomes too much. But there is feelings here. There's love here. Definitely coming from this air. I guess both of you, I was going to say Scorpio side, a lot of love here, but it's really hard to take someone's words or the pain that they can dish out. That's what I have for you for Scorpio. Now let's look back at Libra. Okay, so if you're dealing with a Libra, they'll never get over you. This is how they feel. They feel like they'll never let you go. They'll never get over you. They're trying to kind of compartmentalize this with you and focus on themselves and put more time and attention in themselves if they've been neglecting themselves at all, right? They may just feel like the two of you, what you have is so special. They're not going to ever have it with anyone else. Like they feel like you're just meant to be together. You just fit for one another. Especially when everything is good, because it seems like this relationship is nice for a bit, and then someone doesn't want to be bothered, and then the other person is like, I may go somewhere else to look for attention, and they will go somewhere else and get attention elsewhere. They're still waiting. They need to talk to you. They need to get some things off their mind. They need the truth from you. They want the truth from you. If you are someone, an Aries, that holds back emotionally, or you're not the biggest talker, especially if you have like Mercury and Pisces, or you're heavily influenced by Pisces, or even Aquarius, you may be very strategic in how you communicate. They just want the goddamn truth, and they just want you to open up to them and talk to them. And they want you to accept what they're saying to you, because it is their truth, okay? This might be feeling like the situation where the two of you have come to an end. They may cut you off, stop communicating with you, that type of thing. But they want something real. That's all. They want a real relationship. They want it to progress into something real, not just emotions, not just I miss you and all of this stuff and the breakups and makeups alone. They want something real. They want something consistent here. And it looks like they're going to come back into your life. So if there's been a break, they're coming back. This situation really has potential to kind of move forward in a real pure sense, especially if you're I don't know why I'm saying Sagittarius, so I don't know where that's coming from, but especially if you are a Libra, Aries, an Aries woman. This man is going to come back and really try to work things out with you. Again, it can be difficult. Somebody's work, career, and just, their overall ego gets in the way because it's kind of me. It's all about them. So this could be short-lived. And I do feel if that continues, then the other person is going to go their own way because they need fulfillment and they don't want to just keep looking for it temporarily from anyone else. Like they want consistency, to be loved and feel like they're cared for and building in something. And so that is what can change the dynamics here. If the other person is all about ego and me and my, that shit is just not going to work anymore. So that's what I have for Libras. If you're dealing with a Libra, now let's look at Scorpio. So if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, I have one on your mind. Stalking much? They could be stalking you. You could be stalking them. This is one of those things that just hit hard and quick. And if you haven't been intimate with them, then be careful. Because once you do, all bets are off. The sex is going to be off the chain. The sex is going to be off the chain. So it looks like they're really crazy about you, whether they're telling you that or not. And they're kind of smitten because it feels like new freshness between the two of you. They really do like you. They care about you. They may even be falling for you. And they become obsessed. Like every little nook and cranny. If they have a picture of you, anything, like they become very focused on you. It may even interfere in their day-to-day life because they get so ingrained in you because they're kind of fascinated by you. You're just so different, but you're all the things, but you're also very different. So it's kind of something completely new for them. And they do, it's like I said, it's more of an obsession that it kind of comes over them. They want to heal it. They're trying to decide, do we heal it? Do we work on this? Do I stay single? Do I cut Aries out? And they may just do that. They may cut you out and say, I don't want this and I'm going to move forward. But it's short-lived because there's a comeback together out of the blue. It's coming back together. Not only is it coming back together, you guys will find yourself in a relationship. Coming back together and let's get in a relationship. But it's kind of strange because it's like, yes, you're going to commit to each other in some kind of way, or it just will feel more like this person belongs to you and you them, even though you're still in very much the beginning stages of dating, or you're kind of going back to that place where you're dating again and it's fresh. It's something about it that still has this freshness attached to it, but you still feel very much committed, devoted to each other, something like that, whether it just will be a committed relationship or we haven't said those things yet, but we feel very much committed, like they've already staked their claim for you and vice versa. So this should be quite interesting when things start shaking up between you and this Sagittarius. So now let's look at Capricorn. Okay, so this is a very clear message. If you have a Capricorn on your mind and your life, they've been waiting, and they may have wanted you to appreciate them, or they may feel like you need to be thankful that they're even still in your life. For some of you, this Capricorn may be, I don't want to say arrogant, but this could be some sense of arrogance. I'm going to be harsh with these words, Aries, okay? So I'm just preparing you for, you can handle it. They may feel like you should be grateful because they're even wasting time with you. They may even feel like you're a waste of time. There's two storylines here. So the first one is, you're a waste of time. They're not even sure if they want to be bothered with you, deal with you. They're kind of bored of you at this point. It's just no excitement. So much has been built up over time, which may have produced resentment or just, again, dullness. And they may feel like, they've been working and trying to wait to see if anything was going to change. And they may feel like, no, nothing has changed. And perhaps by this time next year, it could be completely over. But in that time, from now until next year, this time, if this is your story and you can relate that a Capricorn is behaving this way, like, you're just an option, no matter even if you're married or something, there's going to be another person coming in. There's going to be a third party energy coming in, and it can be something that's very sexual that changes the dynamics between the two of you. You may notice that they may just start using you for sex, where it's just all about sex and nothing else, because it's all about what they want. So this can kind of come across as, slight narcissistic behavior to an extent. It's the first thing I'm seeing here. They may feel like you're doing this to them, and go vice versa. Second thing I'm seeing is that this person is just kind of feeling taken for granted. Not really sure if you're going to kind of fix yourself, and they may even be questioning themselves as if they are good enough. Can they give you all that you want? That sort of thing. They want this to change. I do feel like they really want change, but they need to communicate with you. They need to talk to you. They need for you to talk to them and get clarity. I don't see the two of you going anywhere. I see that there's a lot of love here, at least coming from one person. I see a lot of love, but this can get a little challenging because it looks like there's either going to be a third party or is a third party. So that's where the problems can come in at between the two of you with third party. And someone they feel like you have an insatiable appetite, Aries, insatiable goddamn appetite. And I feel like this person is trying to hang in there and be patient and try to see you through your behavior. And they may continue to do that, especially if you're an Aries man. This woman can do that. Or if you are an Aries woman, you may do that with this Capricorn man. I see someone just, hanging in there, fighting a good fight, because they may believe that this person really cares and loves them, but there's outside people and that sort of thing. But they're still devoted to their person. So that's what I have for you for Capricorn. Now let's look at Aquarius. So if you're dealing with an Aquarius or have one on your mind, they want you to get help. They may even be asking people, trying to get some help, trying to inquire and that sort of thing. But they probably want you guys to go to counseling, get some kind of help, get some kind of understanding, that sort of thing. Someone here, I feel like it could be them, because we are looking at their perspective. They're pussy whipped. Pussy whipped, dick whipped, whichever one you want to say. They're whipped. Sexually, they are whipped. And the cards confirm it. They are all in. Let me say this again. This Aquarius is all in. They're all in. They're all in. They may have seen you through a lot, or you've seen them through a lot, like third party and, that sort of thing. Somebody's parents could have been difficult. Like you guys have seen your ways through some things, and they're patiently waiting. They're patiently waiting for the marriage, for moving in together, taking this to the next level. They want it to be healthy because this Aquarius wants it to be forever. So they wouldn't mind counseling, seeking help, getting advice, that sort of thing. They have been conflicted, and they may even still be, I don't know where they are in this energy here, but they have the Two of Pentacles. So there's some sense of being conflicted about this, because they know that there's some things that really needs to work out and get fixed. It's drinking, drugging, sex, third party, control, jealousy, ego, those things that may plague this relationship. And they may feel like you always have the upper hand in some kind of way. But they do have a lot of control themselves. You guys just express it differently. And so usually they want to work on this. If it becomes a little too toxic for them and it lasts forever or like really long, they're going to be thinking about leaving this. Even though it's going to be very hard for them to do, be very clear, it's going to be hard for them. But if this is like they're in a third party with you, or it's all about sex, it's just not what they want, which is something real committed and consistent, they're going to be out. It's stressful because, they think a lot about the equilibrium. Are you giving to them as much as they're giving to you? And how long is this going to take that they give? And they may feel like they're the only ones giving. But what you give to them is a love. And I don't know if perhaps, you gave it at one point and took it away, and now it's like a drug. They want that hit again. They want that love that you gave them at one point in time. Or they just feel like there's no other love out there but the one that they have with you. But it has been quite a burden on them. I have to say that. It has been. This could be something that they're acknowledging that they put you through. Again, vice versa. But that's what I have for you and an Aquarius. And in the future, that's what I'm talking about. The future is them being burdened by the fact that they may give a lot and they're not getting exactly what they want to return, and it just becomes a lot on them. And love is great, and that's what has kept them all this time, the way that you've loved them at once upon a time or even now, but eventually that's going to become very hard. That's going to be a burden. Yeah, they're going to just need more from you is what it looks like to me. And also watch your words with this Aquarius. They may be very skillful in how to handle people's words, but nonetheless, they are a person, they have feelings, and they can be affected by the things that you say as well. So that's what I have for you in an Aquarius. Now let's look at Pisces. Okay, so if you're dealing with a Pisces, ooh, this is juicy. Well, this Pisces feels like happiness awaits, and it's going to be amazing. They don't want you to cry. So if you've been crying or feeling out of sorts over the situation, they feel like, no, everything is going to change for the better. Life is going to be great. It's going to be amazing. They want you to get ready. This person kind of wants you back. This Pisces may feel like, not like you're out of their league, but they don't know if they can handle you. It's that type of thing. I don't know if I can handle Aries. Aries is a lot to deal with, that type of thing. But you may have opened doors in their world that was never open to them before, and I feel like they are hooked on that to some extent. They're still hanging around waiting on you. There could be blocks between the two of you, just can't seem to be consistent enough in this, but they're still hanging around. They still haven't gone anywhere, but they are gaining a different perspective here. Now let me tell you this, they want this to work out. They do love you, they do care for you immensely, especially if I keep getting messages for Aries men, but it goes vice versa. I just see that this person has a lot of love to give you, or they want all of your love. They want all this. It's like, I forgot their names. The song, All This Love Is Waiting For You. It's that. That's how they feel. All this love. I'm not doing so well. I don't even know if you caught the song, but it's all this love's waiting for you. And that's the feeling, like immense amount of love that they have for you. I feel like this, the thing is that somebody's ego is constantly getting stroked and the other person's kind of tired of it. So unfortunately for Pisces, they may have a huge rude awakening. They may have put in their head this kind of love that the two of you will share, will have, or currently have. And it's like, that's not true. You haven't seen them in years. So someone is kind of like delusional about this. They're not really seeing it clearly or thinking straight. And if you guys stumble into a marriage or start living together or fully commit to one another, it's going to be a rude ass awakening, because it's like, wait a minute, we're not equally yoked at all. We do not even mesh well. And so Pisces, kind of, if you're listening to this, be careful. Whoever the person that has all this love to give and that sort of thing, be careful and be mindful, because it can kind of blow up in your face. And you may feel like, well, what was I thinking all this time? I thought, it was mutual, but no, not the level of love that you can provide. Whoever this person is, looks like it's coming from Pisces to Aries, but it could go vice versa. But whoever's the person that has all this love to give, and I mean all this love, everything you have, it's the whole heart and more. But this person is going to quickly realize that the feelings aren't mutual, or it's just not realistic, and it was all an illusion. So that's what I have for you guys. Hopefully this has been helpful. Let me know in the comment section below how you like the reading or what resonates. If you'd like a personal read, you check out the link in the description box below. And if you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe, because I'll be back very soon with another one. Take care, Aries.